Hello, hello, hello. Welcome, ladies and gentlemen. It is I, Trini Werewolf, the one and only. But you just saw that intro. It is not the Werewolf Hour. No, no, no. This is a show that I like to call the Scoop Shot. This is just going to be me covering any major news in the world of cricket. Again, more so for West Indies cricket, but I feel like given what's been going on with Champions Trophy, it might be best to do like a short video on it and then save discussions for the championship in a live stream, hopefully Saturday or Sunday. Sunday might be better, just I could probably recap the final for Champions Trophy, but we shall see how it goes. Yeah, I really like the name Scoop Shot because one, scoop news, it fits perfectly, and two, it is incredibly funny to see a scoop shot fail. I mean, it's just peak comedy, peak. So yeah, I figured I'd just use this time to go through the Champions Trophy because while there's a lot to discuss in terms of just the semantics of the tournament itself, going through how the team performed opens a fairly interesting discussion in my opinion. So I think the best place to start is let's just look at how let's look at the table. I mean, just look at it. Not very often, or at least a few years ago, you probably wouldn't expect to see England at the bottom of a group with zero wins. Zero wins. I mean, lost by Australia. They lost by 5 wickets. Lost by 8 runs. Lost by 7 wickets. I mean, with 125 balls remaining. Whew. Yeah, no, things are not looking good for this current England side. But then also, I feel like even in modern times, even a few years ago, I mean, you might not expect Pakistan to finish the bottom of the group, but still, it's quite another sad performance. Fairly big loss against New Zealand. Very bad loss against India. Rain out against Pakistan. No, sorry, rain out against Bangladesh. But even so, even though it's Bangladesh, honestly, how given how Pakistan was playing, it might have been a close game. They might have won it, but you could probably imagine it might have been like a close game. But yeah, um, yeah, not too good on that aspect, but yeah, I think it'd be best to go through. Let's start with the bottom teams. I find that's the best way to start. England and Pakistan. So when looking at it, I think one of the big problems for the England team was that in their approach of basketball, yes, it has worked in some instances, but given in the lead up to the Champions Trophy and how poor tactically they were against India, it's no surprise that they went with the same tactic and it failed miserably. I mean, phew, how often can you say that you score 350 runs and the other team chases it down with overs to spare? No, not balls that are over to spare, overs. I mean, that's just, yeah, but it's quite terrible. Let me pull it back up. Let me just go through some of these matches individually, or as quickly as I could. Yeah, just look at this. 351 for 8. They honestly did pretty well. It's really Duckett, who's the only standout one, and Root, because he just quality. But you're not seeing much else. Salt, Smith, Smith at number 3 for the entire tournament was just not it. I don't know what they were thinking. It seems like the two strange mentalities of basketball right now are stick to pace and stick to like high pace and just throw in the youth men and just give them the opportunity, even though it's affecting the batting integrity of the entire team. Because look, you've got 165 and then 68, and then you just got 23, 14, 21, 8, 10, 3. Yeah, no, not good. Not good overall, but just those two individual scores were like, well, one was really good and one was absolutely amazing. Extras, Look at that. 23 extras. They outscored 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Half of the England batting lineup was outscored by extras. Yeah, that's real Super 50 heritage. If you know, you know. But then look at the Australia chaser. I mean, they also struggled a little bit. They lost Head early. They lost Smith early. Two very quality batsmen where you could assume, oh, they could definitely take this innings deeper. But no, you got Matthew Short playing a very, very solid opening hand. Labo Mashani did pretty good. But then you just got Alex Carey, Inglis, Maxwell. They all played their part, especially Inglis. Or actually, I should say Carey played a better part. But not a better part into a better innings. But he played a really, really good supporting hand at the time. Especially when Asha dropped a terrible drop. It went straight into the bucket and just right out. Yeah. Yeah, I feel like at that point, the way they were looking, England just seemed not like entirely flat, but you could tell that to them, they felt like it would have cost them a lot, and it ended up costing them quite a lot because of their partnership with Inglis and Maxwell. But yeah, even looking at England's bowling, it's just, I mean, what do I say here? You got Adil Rashid with his quality, and it's really just fart. Again, it's just been so much problems with England where you saw it in all their games. I mean, even look at the Afghanistan game. I mean, Zajan, 177, beautiful. But going to England, even with their bowling again, you could tell that it's a better track for batting when Adil Rashid goes 1 for 60. But still, around a ball, that's not that bad. But yeah, they again go with the plan of, just give them raw pace, and it didn't work again. Archer at least got that opening spell, but still 3 for 64. Not bad on its own, but you consider that half of his balls were dots. He essentially conceded 60 runs in 28 balls. Not good. Mark Wood didn't really work. I think he went off in this game. Jamie Overton, then just a problem of you have the quality of Adil Rashid, and then you have to rely on Joe Root and Livingston for at least 10 overs. Nah, man. Yeah. And then again with the batting, it's just, Salt, at this point, I told myself, Salt at the ODI opener, it's just not it. He doesn't bat past the first power play, and he just tries to hit everything. Very, very very West Indian. You can tell where he came from. He's just going at every single thing, and he just not making enough, giving him a foundation, not making a score. Duckett at least did it on a few occasions, but yeah, just very, very little in this game apart from Ruta. Just more quality. It was still falling short. But then the worst one of all, whew, my goodness, England versus South Africa. I woke up to this and I was laughing in my bed. Oh, so much jokes. Just stink all around. Except for Ruto. I mean, still 37, just meh, but still stand out. I mean, yeah. From this third game, I saw so many people. The uncles came out, just like drop Salt, drop Smith, drop Brooke, Flingway Butler, Flingway Livingston, Flingway Archer. It's like, according to the uncles, the only two people worth keeping are Duckett and Ruta. Maybe Adarashi, but he's still 86. So yeah, it's just crazy how just their philosophy of we can score plenty runs, doing teams with pace, train the youth men, give them the chance. None of it worked. It's just awful. I mean, even with their bowling, even though you had Archer and Overton being quite stinker, Markwood wasn't here, but Archer, he's getting the wickets, but it just feel like 35 dot balls, but still 55 runs. So in 25 balls, you're conceding 55 runs? Yeah, I mean, he's also injury prone, so I didn't agree with him bowling 9 overs. But yeah, just a lot of what England was doing felt very out of place. But some of it could just boil down to, they had no plan. They were just throwing up whatever they wanted, and whatever they threw at the wall, it did not stick. It did not stick at all. Okay. Well, that's England. Thank goodness. We're over with them. Now let's go on to Pakistan. Pakistan, I feel like is Pakistan's a little bit interesting because again, how many times can you say that the host of a big tournament is the first team to be eliminated? I mean, it doesn't speak well. It's just sad because I mean you're getting your first ICC tournament in so long, and you just you lose quite badly in one game, then you lose really badly in the next game, and then you're just out. Yeah, it's a bit tougher, but it is what it is. Let me see. Oh, do I have the wrong tab open? I do. Oh, I am so sorry, people. Please forgive me. Allow me for this one. Let me see here. Pakistan. Nope, that is the wrong thing. What on earth did I click on here? Oh, there. Here we go. That's what happened. I just unclicked the schedule to not show Pakistan. Did I? No, I had it. Sorry, I just in the wrong spot. Okay, let me fix this. Okay, are you seeing this now? Nope, that is the wrong window, I believe. Okay, let me stop sharing. Okay. Okay, let me stop singing Mario just in case it's copyrighted. Okay, how about now? Nope, that's still the one for New Zealand. What is going on here? Oh, I'm so sorry, people. Okay, I'm seeing it here, but I'm not sure why I can't share it. That is very, very odd. Okay, how about now? No, I don't know what is happening here. Okay, what I am seeing on my end is not what's showing up in StreamYard. I find this very, very concerning. Okay, let me try this one more time and see. If I share my thing there we go. Okay, here we go. Yeah, it reordered it in my tabs because how I have it is not how it's showing up in Streamlabs. So what I was clicking wasn't what was actually there. Okay, I'm so sorry for that, folks. Just me being an uncle. Yeah, technology. So yeah, Pakistan. I mean, like, I, I think what's happened after the Champions Trophy makes it far worse because they flung away Rizwan, they flung away Baba, they flung away Shaheen. Salman Aliaga's captain now against New Zealand. I mean, what more do I say? It just the minutest of negative results, and you just scrapping everything, starting over from scratch yet again. I mean, how many times can you do it? Yeah. I mean, just a quick breeze through. The game against New Zealand, 320 was probably like maybe 20 runs too much. They definitely lost it with the bowling at the end. Shaheen was just awful in all the games. I mean, I think he was averaging like 7 and over. Awful. And then same with Harris Ralph, he wasn't as good. And then they also had issues with spin because it's not that they had bad spinners. Salman Ayaga bowled well at times. Abar Ahmed was the real one who stood out for me. But again, similar to England, it was just him and then just some part-time spin in between, so they weren't really getting much. Yeah, you didn't see much from with the bat either. Looking at the game against New Zealand, same thing with the game against Pakistan. I mean, yeah. But okay, the other thing for me is, I think it speaks volumes about how Pakistan don't really seem to plan much, and how they're going to panic or just how little structure they have with certain things. In that they begged Usman Khan to come and play for Pakistan after he did really well in PSL, and then I think he played I think 10 T20Is since then. And now look at him. Where is he? He's not in the squad. Well, he's in the squad, but he's not making it into the 11. So I mean, what's the point? You went through the show of trying to get this man to change nations. He got banned from playing any cricket in the UAE, and now you can't put him in the squad. My goodness. So yeah, I definitely feel like they could have. They probably could. Yeah, if they lost against Bangladesh, I feel like it would have been over. The drama, the rallies, the riots would have been too much. Definitely would have seen new captain and coach. Well, we have a new captain. For we know we might have a new coach as well, but we might just have to wait and see. Yep, such as Pakistan cricket. Yeah, again, I feel like it is just sad that home ICC tournament eliminated first. Definitely poor for the fans to come out and see this. But all they have to do is just. I feel like you just have to stick with something. You gave Rizwan the chance, but after 4 games, he just done it. That's it. Nah. But oh well. That's just how it goes sometimes. Okay. Well, those are the bottom teams. So I feel like it's only good now that we move on to the teams who did a little bit better. Not necessarily bottom of the group, but the teams who still didn't qualify. So let's see, who should I go with first? Afghanistan and Bangladesh. I feel like the more interesting one is probably Afghanistan. So yeah, let's go with that. Okay, I think I've got this now. Let's see. Dun, 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 dun. There we go. Yes, sir. Okay, I'm learning, ladies and gentlemen. I think I've got it. Okay, here we go. So, yeah. First game against South Africa. Whew. Yeah, similar to the ODI World Cup, Afghanistan don't seem to start as well. But it definitely is like out here. I mean, 315 in Karachi, it definitely seemed possible, but yeah. I feel like Afghanistan, they just struggle in chases because while they have the confidence to bat first and work with something like 260, 270, and they have the confidence to bowl teams down if they're trying to chase it, it's just chasing is where they really, really struggle. And here, true, I mean, 200, only just over 200, almost 7 overs to spare. I mean, not good at all. What's great is that, I mean, incredible game, probably the best game of the tournament. 177, Ibrahim Zajan, take a bow. Incredible. Amazing. All the IPL owners are watching him and saying, let's hope someone else gets injured so we can bring him in. Yeah, just a fantastic game. I mean, yeah, just really, really good. Similar to the England-Australia game, but just an incredible one-star performance, but not necessarily. Let me actually go back to it. I mean, I'll get the Gurbaz after, and Siddiqullah and the rest of these guys, but yeah, 177. I think he got some very, very solid 40s. 40 from Shahidi, 41 from Omar Zai. Top all-rounder now in ODIs, so very, very good to see from him. And then Uncle Nabi, good old 240-year-old Nabi. I mean, this man went to the pyramids when it just opened. He's been around that long. Nabi's first under-19 game was cancelled because Moses parted the Red Seas. Yeah, this man's been around for a while. He'll probably be around again. He wants to play with his son. He'll be playing with his grandson. Yeah. Yeah, I'm getting off topic here, but yeah. Definitely a very, very good game. Even with the bowling, you got quality in Faruqi. Omar Zai's grown a lot to be a 10 overs bowler in most scenarios. So you got that, and then you just got quality with Nabi, Rashid, Nor the two spin kings. Noah is kind of like a prince at this point. He's just really, really good. His only flaw is there's a lot of times where he doesn't start well. Like while Rashid might go for boundaries at that point in time, I think the problem with Noor is he often drops short too often, or he goes very, very wide. Yeah, I feel like a lot of times he just loses. He might. It's not like he doesn't start with rhythm, or he loses it very quickly. Because there's times where he'll just get like a whole set of five wides, a lot of wides, leg buys, and just rack up extras. But other than that, he's usually pretty good. And then we got all around help from Flexmaster, Gulbadine, every so often. So yeah, a lot of good stuff from Afghanistan. But I feel like if you look at their last game, that's probably. Would you say that? Okay, while the 208 was not pretty good, I feel like the 273 against Australia is probably the more telling one as to where their issues are. I mean, well, yeah, the third game out of three would probably tell you what issues you had across the other two games, but I feel like this one were probably epitomized where, okay, Gurbaz had a stink tournament. He did nothing. I think he had like a 10-6 on Docker. Yeah, just, phew. Yeah. You would have expected him to like just be. You would have expected ducket numbers in some innings from him, but yeah, he did not perform at all, and that just shocked me. I mean, Ibrahim picked up the slack in some instances. He didn't do it here, but Siddiqullah is someone who's really impressed me ever since that under 19 Asia Cup. Or was it under 19? No, the Malaysian Players Asia Cup where he helped Afghanistan beat essentially the India team. Because I think even though they're an India A team, I think 6 or 7 of the players currently play for India, and then they ended up going to win it convincingly. And my problem with Siddiqullah, well, not him directly, but the issue I had with him and his team was that while he succeeded as an opener, putting him in a tree, while it worked in this game, it didn't work in the other two, and it really threw off the balance of the batting order. But I was going to say, Gurbaz had not performed, but he's the keeper, so you had to have him in. Zajran performed really, really well. He's come back from injury, might I add, so that's good to see from him. But Siddiqullah here, with this 85 from 95, it was a soft missile. I feel like he deserved that 100. It all came together in the final game of the final game for the group stage. But yeah, big up to him. But when you see what came after that, you could see that by lengthening the batting order in this way, by adding in someone who could potentially strike quicker, it helps. But given that you had one opener failing in Gurbaz, you had the unknown variable of Siddiqullah coming in, and you ended up pushing down the people who could anchor an innings. So by the time they were coming in, it was often too late in the game to anchor, and you needed someone who could kick on. Because Ramachandran, he got the 90 in the first game, but I felt like he didn't perform as well in the other games. So you had 12 from 21. He couldn't really get going. But then you had Shahidi, who couldn't get going at all. I mean, you faced 50 balls for nearly 50 balls for 20 runs. You batted almost an hour, 20 runs, one boundary. Yeah, he just could not get going. I felt like he also had a bad tournament, I would say. But again, just looking at the batting order, ideally it should have been if Siddiqullah sat out from the beginning, Ramachandran would have come in, helped anchor the innings because of Gurbaz's failures. Shahidi would have come in, helped steady it as well, and then you got Omar Zai, Nabi, and Gulbadin to kind of finish it up. Rashid to come and swing it as well. But yeah, just that lengthening the batting did not work for them, just because you had people who could play that long innings, but in sticking to the batting order, you had people who couldn't kick on. But yeah, the Omar Zai again just proving himself as a quality all rounder. I prefer him in ODIs versus T20s. He just hasn't been given a proper run because I've seen him bat at 4 or 3, then he somehow jumps down to 6. He might bowl 1 over, then he bowls all 4 the next game. Yeah. They definitely got quality. I just feel like going forward, they might have to rework some positions, go back to how it was before, just so you don't have in a situation where You're okay. They were 150, 176 with at 35 overs, and then after 45 overs, they were 235. They could have been way more. I mean, in theory, they could have crossed closer to 200 at the 40th over and pushed to get somewhere close to 300, but the structure of the team did not allow for it. So yeah, there was that issue there. So that's Afghanistan done, and now we go on to Bangladesh. And Bangladesh, boy, if if you told me if you asked me to pick a team who I thought for sure would have been eliminated first, I would have said Bangladesh. Just because they have so much wrong with them. I mean, look at that first game against India. I mean, it wasn't as easy of a chase for India. Well, it was still pretty easy. Only was 4 wickets, but plenty over this way. But that's not to say that they chased it down with like massive ease, like no wickets lost, 10 overs to spare. It was still quite a steady chase. But then again, against New Zealand, 236, 228, it is not posing an issue to any team. They just even the way they talk, it sounded like they were coming in with the intent to score 300 and bowl down teams, but they just don't have the quality for that. I mean, look at the stinkness from this India game. Tanzir, I do think is quality. His only problem is, it's sad when you speak about when you speak about this team that he strikes at 100, but he meets his average at like I think 19, like under 20. So he's giving you those runner ball starts, but then nothing. And then Somasaka, Shanto, Mehidi. Looking at this hurts my eyes. I'm so sorry, folks. Yeah. Oh, and then it reminded me of the drop catch from Rohit. Oh my goodness, I feel like I need water. Oh, this was awful. Yeah, I need to click off of this. Yeah, yeah. There's just a lack of consistent quality, and then also I don't know what they were talking about when they said Nahid Rana didn't fit into the combination of the squad. I mean, when you have a team that's struggling with the batting, you'd expect to shore it up, but to not include someone who's like raw pace, like Nahid Rana, like someone who's definitely quality and got talent, to not include them to the start is just very, very, very weird decision. But just not much, not good to see apart from Jaker, who I think performed pretty consistently throughout the tournament. And then with the bowling, yeah, same thing against what happened here. Oh, I feel like I have to go back to it. Let me see. There we go. Yeah, I say against New Zealand didn't pose an issue. Rained out against Pakistan. Yeah, they probably would have lost that as well. But yeah, it's just so weird that I mean, yeah, if Bangladesh is in a better spot now, well, slightly because Mushfiqur retired from ODIs, so it kind of forces them to give Jaker a chance to bat higher up because they can no longer call upon Shakib. Mushfiqur is gone. All that's left is Mamadullah because he retired from T20s. You'd assume Mamadullah might retire, but he probably should have retired with Mushfiqur, but yeah, they need to stop calling up all the old goats because they're not performing. I mean, I think both Mamadullah and Mushfiqur made under 10 runs. It's just in 2 games. It's just not good. They need to give someone a younger player that chance because they're doing so well under 19. You've got people standing out in BPL, even though the quality is just. But still, yeah, it's just you're not giving people a chance to succeed, and you're acting all bossy like, oh, you're coming in trying to score 300 bowl down teams. You're going to be champions when I think you've only qualified for one ICC playoffs. Just yeah. And then, the other thing is, I saw that they want to make Phil Simmons probably a full-time coach. I have a lot of issues with Phil, but I think the statement that he made about the preparation just sums up the coach Phil Simmons is. Let me read a quote for you. What Bangladesh have been doing with planning and netting her stuff has been good stuff. I mean, just incredible. Spoken like a US president. My goodness. The stuff that they were doing was good stuff. Yeah, I feel like time to move on. time to move on from that. Okay. Well, that's the two teams. Well, that's the group of teams who didn't qualify. Now we've got the teams who did qualify for playoffs, but only made it today. And who should we go with next? Who's the more interesting of the bunch to look at? Let me see. You know, let's go with Australia. Seeing as they were the first to get knocked out, let's go with them. Australia, where are you? Yep, here you are. At the stage. There we go. Okay. So, big old Australia missing nearly an entire squad, but they managed to make it to the semi-finals. It's just that's just Australia and ICC tournaments, I guess. But yeah, first game incredible. Bowling wise, you thought, oh, no Stark, no Cummings, no Hazelwood. You thought, oh, 351. That's expected. They probably won't chase it down, but then they do. So it just goes to show that they were probably closer to baseball than what England did, where you might concede a lot of runs, but you have the quality to chase it down. I mean, Inglis, Short, they all played really well. I mean, I was really hoping. I mean, I'm not saying two of the games that they played had no result. One was match abandoned, but yeah, you have 356 highest chase in an ICC Champions Trophy, and then you have then you jump to 264 all out against India. Yeah, they definitely were missing a lot of quality players, but yeah, to have come this far, even with two no results, it's pretty good. Pretty good. I mean, okay, the injury to Matthew Short really hurt them. Like they had to fling in Connolly, who had like a massive duck, just carried it up center stage. Yeah, the article that Cricket for me was the best. 6 and out in a whole new meaning where 6 false shots and then out. Humor at its best. Yeah, they really didn't bat as well here. I mean, you got something from Head, and you will be happy that they got him out early. I mean, also quality from Steve Smith, just rotating strike. Same with Labamashani, as it's pronounced by me. Yeah, and then Kerry. You got some swinging from Dwarsusias. I think I give up. But Dunce, you sir, what's wrong with you? You came in to bat with nearly 10 overs left, and you're acting like you have 10 balls. 7 from 5? Nah, man. Glenn German. That's the same man who made 200 batting on one big toe? Nah. Shameful. Shameful, good sir. I expected better. When did he get out? Yeah, nearly 12 overs to bat left. What are you doing? Yeah. So yeah, they just had a lack of quality in other aspects. Mostly the bowling, but this was just instance where the batting didn't come up. At least they had Steve Smith and big up to Smudge retiring from ODIs. The clip of Virat walking up to him and going last, yes, and the hug, peak. And that's what cricket's about. Respect the goats. But yeah, bowling wise, I really like Nathan Ellis. He's not Australia didn't have a strike bowler per se, but you had people who could give you like maybe economy of like 4.5, 5, even up plenty wickets. But given where they were playing in Dubai, you felt like you needed wickets because they just had a bowler that you could knock around and like rack up a big score. Connolly didn't do as bad. I mean, Rohit as his first wicket, that's still pretty good. But yeah, not much else. At the tray and some spinners, it didn't really work. But yeah, it's hard to judge this Australia side given that they missed so many players. But yeah, it is what it is. Semi-finals, that's still pretty good. At the end of the day, you have to acknowledge that they did pretty well. But a team who also did pretty well for most of it, except for today, was My good old boys, South Africa. No, no, South Africa. What have you done? Oh boy, a lot to unpack with this one. Quite a lot to unpack. I don't even know where to start. Okay, first game, 315, pretty good. Rickleton, I've got Rickleton made 100 in this. Yeah, Rickleton's definitely quality because while they were stuck with Reza Hendricks just fertilizing the crease for the whole T20 World Cup, while he better suited for ODIs, he was basically a lemon for SA20. So like, oh, Rickleton might just have to be it, and he proved it in this game. Pretty good. I also like the Zorzi, but not much here today. Again, like you just have constant 50s, Bavuma, Rassi, Markram. Markram, I think this is the only game Markram did good. Yeah. Yeah, unfortunate, but yeah. And then the quality. Kagiso, Ngidi. Mulder's doing pretty well as an all round, I must say. He definitely bats lower than you might expect. But he's doing pretty well. And then Janssen's quite hit or miss, which is really unfortunate because I would like to see him put up two really good games back to back. Because there's times where if he struggles with one, he'll struggle with the other, and then times if he does well with one, he does just as well with the other. But not against New Zealand, unfortunately. So yeah, South Africa started off pretty well, but what happened here? Oh, I forgot. I have to click back on South Africa. Yeah, this would have been such a good game if, given the parameters of this game, the only way it could have been incredible was if the toss went to each team's strength. South Africa batting first and Australia chasing. If Australia had the chase and South Africa, no, if South Africa had the chase, it would not have been a exciting because South Africa just cannot chase. I don't know what the philosophy is or like the mentality. I mean, where's the shift in saying, "Oh, I can hit a boundary off of this ball, batting first and scoring like 400," to chasing and then like 300 and you say, oh my goodness, I need to hit a boundary here. I mean, it's just really, really weird. I mean, I don't understand it, but yeah. I mean, here they chase pretty well because I mean it's only 179, but yeah, bowling again. The quality of Rabada, Ngidi, and Janssen at times, even Mulder and Maharaj shipping in, it just really, really good. Unfortunately, most of that did not pay off in the second semi-final. Quite poor, extremely poor. I mean, New Zealand was incredible. Rachin and ICC tournaments. I mean, peak. Just beautiful player. I mean, something's in that curly hair. He has untapped power in there. Another ICC 100, all of his 100 in ICC tournaments. That just goes to tell you how this guy, on the big day, he'll deliver on the big stage. Yeah, just incredible. I definitely feel like 370 or maybe even 380 could have been on the cards had it not been for Latham derailing all momentum. Okay, I'll save this for the last point, but Latham I feel like could be a big issue for New Zealand in that final. But yeah, Glenn Phillips just incredible in every facet. I still can't believe Gujarat got him at base price. I mean, incredible. Just quality all around from this New Zealand side. 362, very, very good. South Africa's bowling, this is what I'm talking about. Where you had off days. I mean, it is Pakistan, Lahore, Highway, but Janssen was a lot poorer than at times. Ngidi got the wickets but runs. Rabada got some tap at the end. Mulder, Maharaj, Makram, yeah. It's hard to judge it, but you have to give respect to them getting the wickets when they did. But yeah, New Zealand definitely could have gotten like maybe a little bit more, maybe closer to 375. But then when it came to chasing, Bavuma was playing WTC final. He was like I think 2 from 20 or like 1 from 10. At some point, he was not going anywhere, and then he really picked up the pace. I mean, he was really going for it, and he thought, wait a minute, could South Africa actually do this? Sorry. But unfortunately not. Yeah, once Riggleton was probably the first person who had to like really go in deep, but he couldn't. Good for Matt Henry. Is he the leading wicket taker? I'm pretty sure he is. Yeah, he's done really really well. I must say. How old is this guy? I thought he was like he's 33. Oh my god, I thought he was like in his 20s. Yeah, I was way off. They're probably someone in their 20s. I'm probably mixing up with somebody else. Is it Willow Rock? Yeah, it's Willow Rocker. That's what it is. My bad. Yeah, he's also done pretty well. Not today, but just in general. But yeah, South Africa just lost all momentum. They were getting the runs. It seemed like they were on par. They were looking at getting, I think, less than 180 in the last 20 overs. You're like, oh, easy T20 score. They could do it. But yeah, they just got nowhere close. They just all momentum. I think it went from like 180 in 20 to 140 in 10 overs. Yeah. Yeah, looking like a big loss. And a lot of it comes down to this guy, Mr. Henrik Klassen. 3 from 7. You big basher of spin man, and you just chip Santner to Henry. You even injured the poor man. So that's two issues on your part. But yeah, Klassen has just been way too hit or miss. I don't know what's happened with him. He was awful in SA20. I don't know what it is, and it just seems like as someone who was on like Puran levels of, he was up there with Puran in terms of just coming in and just bashing spin, but then it just like he's gone completely off. Where there are times where he'll just look so out of it, he'll just get out right away, or he'll immediately try to just lash it for 6 and get out. Yeah, just not good. He started the downward spiral. Markram soft his missile. Bavuma was quite soft as well. A gem from Satnam to get Rassi. I must say that. Beautiful, very very good ball. But yeah, the rest of them were like pretty soft. Um, yeah, Janssen again, another issue where he might start good, I continue good, but if he starts bad, he'll just keep going bad. Yeah, a bit tough, but yeah. South Africa were looking to lose this by like 100 and something runs, but again, going back to this man, Mr. Miller, big up to Killer Miller, 100 from 67. I mean, just. Whew. He saved South Africa from a far more embarrassing loss. I mean, 50 is still plenty, but yeah, it just goes to show they very easily could have won this game had it been for something from you, a little bit more from you, and then like maybe just not as much more from you, but more from like up here to say that these three, maybe one of these two could probably help them get it. But yeah, definitely sad. South Africa. Yeah, I'm quite unfortunate. It was looking like it could have been a good match too. Yeah, but then we have our semi-final knockouts, and now we get to the final on Sunday. India or New Zealand. Whew. This one, I have no idea what's gonna happen for this. I'm gonna be honest. Yeah, I'm honestly quite excited for this. Yeah. I mean, I have to put it out there. The advantage of playing in Dubai. I saw the interview from Gambir. It's just it made no sense. It's valid to say that playing in Dubai, there's no direct advantage because conditions are not familiar with it. But objectively speaking, it seems it's no objectively speaking, it is unfair to other teams that India does not have to travel and the others have to go back and forth between different places in Pakistan and then to Dubai, then back to Pakistan, and then back to Dubai for playoffs and then stay there or go back and forth. I mean, just where India could just relax in Dubai, go and explore, more time to practice. So there's that advantage. There's also the issue of safety. I get that. But that could have been easily addressed with playing in probably 2 or 3 of the stadiums that I have in UAE. They did it for other series in the past. They probably could have done it for here. But yeah, just weird arrangement again. But then there's also the issue of because Dubai, the conditions in Dubai are not similar to that in Pakistan. Pakistan is very, very flat. You're getting much, much higher scores. You have to bowl really, really well to win the game or just have confidence in chasing. Whereas in Dubai, teams are getting through with middling scores. Like look at India here, where they were able to get by with the 249, 244, 231, 267 in that instance. But yeah, because it's much not lower, because it's more middling scores. India have the advantage of picking a squad that could thrive solely in Dubai with like a lot of spinners where they might not get plenty wicket, where they could slow the game down. But then you have to have other teams who have to account for, oh, we have to play in Pakistan. We might need a lot of fast bowlers or more batting to account for this. Whereas when you have to jump to Dubai, like, oh, we have to make a lot of changes to the playing 11 to account for these conditions. So there's that issue as well. Yeah, but India have managed to get through with it. It just is what it is. Yeah, these two games, just 3 points. I also expected New Zealand to win this one. Kane was going really well. Very, very out of character shot at that point. Yeah, the quality of spin kind of just did India. The quality of bowling did them in a bit as well. I mean, also with the batting, they kind of like got away, I think, in the end a bit. But yeah. Oh yeah, Matt Henry is leading, and then Shami and Chakravarti. Okay, it says a lot that back then the majority of the top batters had been eliminated from the tournament, and the top wicket takers are the people playing in Dubai. So that says a lot. Yeah. Yep, sorry about that. But yeah, just the batting for India. I'm not gonna say it's been hit or miss, but you have instances where not everyone has gone on to make that major score, but there's just so much quality and batting depth as of now that they can easily work with some of these scores. Like, oh, they didn't lose many wickets here, only 4. This one, New Zealand has been bowling really well, so it made sense for them to be almost all out. They lost a set of wickets towards the end for this India game, for the Australia game, so that one you can't really say anything. But yeah, they have the quality in batting to work with scores like this. So in that final, if I honestly don't know, like I mean, India could probably bat first, aim for like 270. I know it's enough, or if that's a chase, they get try to restrict New Zealand for something like 250 and work and chase that. I mean, yeah, it could go either ways for India. But dealing with these two, Shami, Chakravarti, and then King Kohli coming back and starting to show a good bit of form. You got Rahul, Hardik coming in and just lashing ball. Yeah, it's gonna be tough. Like they go back to this game. New Zealand could very easily have India again. Like maybe two. Let's say about 220 for 8, or like 220 for, let's go with 7. So Hardik's batting more likely. They could easily go to like 260 for 7 or like 260 for 8. Yeah, that's a major concern. But yeah, India just has that deep quality to take them through. But I feel like the other team who could match them at this point could only be New Zealand. Just because New Zealand has been good in so many aspects. It's just that one blip against India, but they've been so good. They just, yeah, it's been amazing from them, I have to say. Yeah. First 3 games, just really, first two games rather, really good. They're similar to India in that they have a lot of batting quality. Like, but I think the difference with India, difference with New Zealand is that you've got, I think, quicker players where Will Young and Rachin could give you like big scores, but they might do it pretty fast. But it's also the same with Rohit and Shubman. So they kind of matched in that aspect now that I think about it. And then while you've got Kane at 3, India has Virat. Kane's T20 game has kind of fallen off, while Virat is like still there about. So he could probably give you a big score with probably maybe more boundaries than Kane. But both could very easily anchor, chase, or help you in a first innings. So there's that. Going further into the batting for New Zealand, It's just I feel like they might have more power hitting throughout, whereas India might have some more in the middle, like people who could come in straight away and power hit. Then you got Daryl Mitchell, Latham for me. If New Zealand has to chase, Latham is a major liability because you don't want a situation like this game where, let's say for instance, it's something like 200 or like 250. Did all the situations where no matter what, if they're in the last 10 overs, even 15 overs, Latham is never coming onto the field. If you got Will Young, Ratchin, and Kane having batted, and like if 20 people are out, if you're in the last 15 overs, skip Latham, go straight to Phillips, Bracewell, and Santner. Because you don't want a situation where you have momentum in your hands, things are going very well, and then Latham comes in and does this. Or he bats even longer and gets you like maybe a 4 from 10 or like 12. He did that in the semi-final in the ODI World Cup too. I remember that, where India made almost 400. India looked well in control, and I think it was Mitchell and Kane who were fighting it back, and then I think one of them got out, and then Latham came in. I think got out. I think second ball, and then just like jogged back to the dressing room like nothing happened. Just casually. I mean, yeah, massive issue if they have to chase, or if at any point momentum is on their side and they lose a wicket. Yeah, I would not send in Latham at any point in this game. He should only be there to keep. Honestly speaking, there's also the temptation to maybe fit in Conway, but I think because Conway's also been hit or miss ever since injury, this is probably their best 11. The issue is with Matt Henry. If he's not fit, that is huge. That is very, very huge for New Zealand. So you would have to hope. Yeah. They don't have quality. I mean, Santner have been doing really, really well. And it is no longer fair to call Ratchin a part-timer because he's also come along really well. Glenn Phillips is also someone who I would have expected to see more bowling from. But when he has, he's produced. But then just that presence in the field, yeah, he's just too good, I would say. Yeah, it's definitely going to be very interesting. I honestly can't guess what will happen in this match, in this final. I am hoping to wake up and see the beginning of the game and just watch the entire thing. Because I don't want to wake up. I'm worried I might wake up at 6 and then I'll see a team like maybe half down for like under 200, or just being like a weekend seeing a low score, like, oh, I know who this might be going well. I'd rather wake up and watch it as it goes and then decide. But that's just me. Yeah, it's going to be quite interesting. India do have the advantage having not lost any games, so they have that massive confidence. But I feel like New Zealand have the boost after having played in Dubai, knowing what to expect, and then having the confidence from putting up a massive score against South Africa and defending it. Not as comfortably as they would have liked, but still, it is going to be a very, very interesting final. So, yep, that's pretty much it from me today. 53 minutes. Yeah, CCP Heritage Day. I thought it would be a shorter one, but yeah, next time I might set a timer. Yeah, I definitely derailed it going more into detail with some of the individual matches, but that's just my process and like identifying where teams went wrong as the tournament progressed. Okay, let's just do like a quick 2-minute recap. England, poor strategy throughout, poor composition. No one really came to the party except 1 or 2 people. Pakistan, massive issue with team selection. No one also came to the party with the bat. Bowling, even at home, bowling didn't look as good. Batting didn't look good at all. Just two massive issues for these two teams. Afghanistan and Bangladesh, a lot of promise. Bangladesh will just... Yeah. They have issues on and off the field, given that they have players who starting to retire now, and like they're having to force players to not be picked or retire because they're not performing. So they're in a better spot to like bring in people to like build a squad. Whereas for Afghanistan, they have so much potential, there were just a few issues with team selection that sort of, while it should have worked on paper, in theory, and given the way ODI cricket is progressing, it worked against them, even with the quality of their bowling. Australia and South Africa. Australia missed nearly their first 11, so it made sense for them to struggle, but still semi-final, that's good. South Africa, they look so good for most of it, and then they just succumbed to pressure in the end. It's not that they choked, because I would imply that they were ahead at some point. They were ahead, I think, for like 10 overs, but yeah, once they started to lose wickets, despite having kept up with the rate, they just couldn't make up. Yeah, so unfortunate for them. No major issues in terms of squad for South Africa, just they couldn't deliver on that moment. These two teams are just quality. I'm tempted to say India might have more quality in batting as opposed to like who got like steadier chase. Whereas I think New Zealand might be better off batting first. But in terms of both bowling, both are pretty good. Could have the leading wicket takers. India will probably might have the edge with spin. But yeah, it all comes down to would Matt Henry be available for New Zealand? I think that's a very, very crucial question that we need to get answered for Sunday. So yeah, that's it. Yeah, I'm sorry it took so long. I probably could have made it like a 2-minute video, having just said that. But yeah, it is what it is. Thank you for your time. Make sure to like, comment, and subscribe when this comes out. And yeah, hopefully we'll be able to discuss what should be an interesting final on Sunday, and we just see how it goes. Goodbye, people. Take care. It has been Trini Werewolf, the one and only.